Welcome to the Equine Vet Connect Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Carter. I'm a veterinarian and a farrier. The goal of this podcast is to educate horse people, break things down, bust myths, and keep it real. Speaking of breaking things down, here's my legal disclaimer to keep my attorney and insurance company happy. While I am a vet, I may not be your vet. Contact them before trying anything you hear on this podcast. Remember, just because you watched it on YouTube or heard it on a podcast does not mean you can do it. Please use common sense. Welcome back to the Equine Vet Connect Podcast here at Countryside Equine Hospital. We've got Dr. Caroline Brown, Dr. Caitlin Hoffman.
Good job.
Got it right.
Yay.
Caitlin got married a little while ago, and I am really struggling. And Caroline's been, how long have you been married now? Like
a year and a half.
Year and a half, and you're still Caroline Brown. So.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
He didn't go to vet school, so
You know,
he don't get that.
Listen,
That's
my
it.
belt, my twitch, and my diploma still say Macaulay, so I will not be upset.
I know. I feel like we can probably change those out now. So, you know, we've been doing this podcast, going on close to 2 years now.
Oh my God, are we really?
I think we're almost 80 episodes. 85.
That's
85.
crazy.
Wow.
85 episodes.
Woo, people have listened to us 85 times.
85 times. So, and we got local listeners here in our area. Then we've got listeners from all over the world and all over the country. And
Which is also crazy.
I know, kind of wild, huh? So one of the questions that's been coming in and people are asking is like who we are, you know, because they know us from the podcast, but who is Countryside Equine Hospital? So we're going to take a little segue from talking about medicine today, and we're going to talk a little bit about who Countryside Equine Hospital is, who we are, and where we've been. So, you know, kind of a brief history. Countryside Equine, or it started out as Countryside Large Animal Hospital, believe it or not. We were a large animal hospital formed in 1991. So what's that, 35
years.
35 years ago.
This year.
35 years ago. If you go back to one of our original episodes, Billy Myers was the founding veterinarian of the equine, it was a large animal hospital. Did anything large. Zero small animal at the time. Him and another vet, Bill Conley, partnered together to build one of the first equine hospitals and large animal hospitals in the state outside of the university. So they partnered together. They built the large animal hospital. 35 years later, here we are. And this is one of the coolest things I'm going to say. In this day and age, I think this is something really, really cool. Since the doors opened in 1991, we have never not been available. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I joke we're like the Waffle House of veterinary medicine. We don't even have keys to the door. Because why? They've never been locked.
Yeah.
Someone do the math on that. Somebody figure out how many hours that is.
I know.
It's a lot of hours.
It's a lot.
We've been available. And that's the one thing I love about our hospital. We were truly dedicated to the customers we serve and the horses that we took an oath to serve.
Right.
So, and then both of y'all came on board. You know, I guess I should say, I actually purchased the hospital 15 years ago.
Wow.
Crazy.
Crazy, right? 15 years ago, purchased the hospital. And that was the tradition of being here for our customers, serving our community has been something that's been really important to maintain. And that was the one thing Dr. Myers really wanted to maintain is serving the community. And that's something we've been a big part of. And then both of y'all have come on board. Let's start with you, Dr. Brown. You came on board 3 years ago.
2022, so it was 4 years ago almost.
This will be 4 years.
So I joined the practice after my internship. I interned at Southern Equine in Aiken, South Carolina, and that's actually how I got introduced to this Dr. Carter, because I worked for Dr. Jamie Carter over there, and he told me that Dan Carter was looking for another vet, and I was looking to stay in the Southeast. I'm originally from up north and was not wanting to do another, lifetime of snow. So even though we've had 2 snow days since I've been here, but we're not going to talk about that. So, but yeah, I really just fell in love with this practice. I looked at a lot of different places, and this was just the one that, I walked in and I'm like, there's something very special about this place. And, and I do not regret this decision coming here. It's been, an amazing 4 years, even, talking to some of my other colleagues and the paths that they've taken, the places they've ended up, I'm like, I'm in such a unique situation. Like, my experience has been so different in a good way than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I called Jamie. I was like, Jamie, you got anybody? And I'll tell you, both of y'all came out of there, and we'll talk a bit about it. But Jamie over at Southern Equine's got an intern program that I will put up against any program in the country.
Yeah.
Does a fantastic job training veterinarians. He's one of my near and dear friends.
If you're a vet student and you need an internship, go look him up.
Yeah, he's going to have the second best one here soon. Right?
It's a big jump. We got to get there.
Yeah,
but
we'll get there. We'll get there.
It's a good goal to reach.
Yeah.
For.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I remember when you came on board, you came over to interview, you were asking, like, doesn't he send you a resume? I was like, no, Jamie. Jamie said you're good. Your resume's, it's done.
Yeah.
I think it's actually the way for both of y'all.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
And well, that was the same because I also did my internship at Southern, and when we'd actually externed there together. We were roommates. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
slept in the little like closet bedroom,
Yeah.
like in little twin beds, like right next to each other, basically.
Yeah, so we externed at the same time, but you were a year ahead of me. So then when I went to apply for my internship with Jamie, I asked the same thing. I was like, I can send you my resume, all the things. He's like, well, I mean, send it to the office, but I'm not going to look at it. You're already in. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. And then same thing when I was in Aiken and I really liked that practice, but it just wasn't quite the right fit for me for a couple different reasons. And I just needed something a little bit different, but kind of the same caliber of medicine. And Jamie was like, well, if you're not going to stay and work for me, you need to go work for Dan. And I said, okay. So I called you up and same thing. I was like, do you need my resume? Do you need all my things? And you're like, no, I'm not going to look at it.
Yeah. Jamie vouched for you.
Okay.
And that's one thing I'll say is kind of interesting because I remember when I applied for my internship at Root and Roedel, I'd gone up in extern, worked with the podiatry group up there, and on match day, I get this phone call from Scott, and he's like, "Hey Dan, did you send your paperwork in to be an intern?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, we want to offer that to you." I was like, "Why do I have to send it in?"
Right. Yeah.
So.
It is. I think it speaks to really how small equine vet med is,
Yes.
and if you find your little niche that you can really network and you can really go far with just your relying on your character and your quality of your work and all the things. Like, yeah, resumes are great, but we really care here about who you are kind of as a person. And you can look great on paper, but you got to show up and work hard and be a team player, and that's what really drives us, I think, at our core here.
No, it really is. I think it also speaks to the dislike of paperwork equine veterinarians.
What do you mean?
None of us really like it, let's be honest. So, going back to you, Dr. Brown, you're a Chicago native. Is that, we still call y'all Yankees.
Yeah,
but,
it's
I guess you're
Midwest.
Midwest.
Midwest is best. So
Except for
it's best for like Memorial Day weekend to like Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Like that's
True.
That's the best time.
Yeah.
So
And you're like, the heck with the snow, I'm going to Florida.
I'm going to Florida. So I did my 4 years of vet school at Florida. And I loved it there. I knew I wanted to stay in the Southeast, and I came across Southern just kind of on my thing, and I've been here ever since. Haven't looked back.
Dr. Kate, you are you're an Ohioan.
I am.
What are
I'm
y'all like? We're
Ohioan.
Georgians. Are y'all Ohioans?
I guess so. I'm still I did my undergrad at Ohio State, so I am still a Buckeye through and through. But
Buckeyes are worthless nuts, in case anybody's wondering.
well, they are poisonous, so if you want to take somebody out, you can use them. So they're not worthless. They do have a purpose. But yeah, I had a kind of similar trajectory. I interviewed there for vet school, and it just didn't quite feel right. And I came down and interviewed at Auburn in February, and it was 72 and sunny, and I hadn't seen the sun in who knows how long. And I was like, this is fantastic.
Yes.
And then I never left.
Yeah, nobody retires back north.
No, they really don't.
No, it was negative 18 on Saturday before the wind chill back home, so I don't miss that. I'll
So-
take it here for sure.
My in-state was technically Illinois, which Illinois has a fantastic vet school, but it was cheaper for me to be out of state at Florida than to have stayed in-state and go to Illinois.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
There are not many places that can say that.
Nope.
It was not It was not cheaper for me to go to Auburn, but it wasn't, at the end of the day, that much more expensive with the way that student loans work. And I was like, I'd rather be happy and successful for 4 years than to struggle through for 4 years in misery. So I chose to come here. Yeah.
So both y'all ended up at Southern Equine.
Yep.
Did a 1-year internship there. And then you found the other Dr. Carter and headed over to Countryside Equine.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And been here ever since.
Yeah. This year will be my 3rd year here in August. So, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
How did you end up here, Dan?
Oh Lord, yeah. So I'm actually from Georgia. I took a hiatus and went out to Wyoming and Colorado. Ended up in college at the University of Wyoming. Go Pokes! Most people do not know we actually have a football team out there. It's not very good, but yes, I went to Wyoming. Was a animal science major. Finished up. Really, I tried a real job. I did not like a real job, so I left. Became a farrier. Absolutely loved being a farrier. Along the way, ended up deciding to go to vet school. That's a whole story unto itself, but ended up going to vet school and basically got into UGA and K-State. But K-State was about 3 times more expensive than in-state at the University of Georgia. So,
Isn't everything in K-State like inside, like in a tunnel too? Like, isn't it all like?
yeah, most of the schools out there, same thing with Wyoming. We have tunnels everywhere because we have
Yeah,
The
like
wind.
it's awful.
the cold, the wind, and the amount of snow you can get is way different than even Midwestern snow.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
We
Yeah.
deal in feet.
We could still walk to class at Ohio State, so
I mean, we could. You just
you might get blown away.
Yeah.
yes, it was very windy. Yeah, it was actually a really beautiful campus. I loved it there.
Yeah.
That was actually my first choice was to go to K. I don't even know why. I was like, oh, K-State, that's where I'll go. And then when I saw the cost difference, I was like, UJ's looking really good. So went to Georgia for vet school, took off to Lexington, Kentucky to Root and Riddle for an internship. Married my wife along the way. She is a Georgia girl. And needless to say, I moved her to Kentucky and she wanted to go back to Georgia. So ended up coming back to Georgia. Actually started my own practice in my garage, met Billy, and somehow or another Billy talked me into partnering up with him and later fully buying him out, and I became the owner of Countryside. So originally we were a mixed animal practice, and we were true mixed animal. People did everything. I was a one-trick pony. I only knew horses. I've never spayed a dog. I will remain pure. Never done it.
You've never spayed a dog?
Never spayed a dog.
Wow.
Never spayed one. Shortly after getting here, I said, you know what? We're gonna focus. We're gonna have really great equine vets, and then we're gonna have really great small animal vets. We're not gonna do everything.
Yeah.
So shortly after purchasing the practice, I split it. Fast forward a few years, we built a brand new equine hospital. Moved in here. I guess April will be 2 years. I just thought about it. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So moved in down here. We're in the process of building a new small animal hospital, and we have Countryside Animal Hospital that is our small animal clinic, and then we have Countryside Equine Hospital, and they are 2 completely separate entities focused on 2 different things. That's the only way to be great. Like if you like that whole thing about being jack of all trades, master of none, I think it's real. So down here we focus straight on equine med.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, like, even in school, we get the training to do it all, but I feel like it's so difficult to be so good at everything. The people that are out there doing like true mixed, I'm like,
Kudos.
I salute you. I'm like,
Well, you can't get 2 more polar opposites. If you look at dogs and you look at horses, I mean, it's 2 completely different. I mean, you may as well be human med and vet med. I mean, it's completely different.
and especially with how specialized things have gotten, I'm like, I don't know how you'd stay on top of everything that comes out these days. Like, I don't know how many the James Harriets are left out there, but
I don't see them. Yeah, I don't see it as viable anymore.
I used to think, I had this notion when I came into school that, to be a good veterinarian, I did have to do everything. And now it's like, I really feel like it's the opposite. Like, I really feel like focusing on the horses, I've been able to really develop those skills and hone those skills. And, I can defer my dog's questions to somebody that does that every day, because I don't, and I'm not as strong in it by any means.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, it comes into what you're passionate about, right? Like I'm very passionate about horses, same way y'all are. Like that's my love. I mean, I get up every day and I am excited to go to work like I've been doing this job for 2009 graduate, so I'm coming up on 17 years.
Yeah.
I was just as excited when I woke up this morning as I was when I woke up my first day going to work.
I always say too, like, you have to, it's easy to get kind of lost in the trenches and bogged down with some stuff sometimes with just the nature of what we do and the job. But I always try to remember to kind of find the joy. And for me, that's thinking about, like, little 5-year-old me would just be ecstatic that I get to run around and play with ponies all day. Like, that would just be the dream. Like, and so I kind of try to focus on that. And I always say, like, this is not a real job. Like, this isn't really a real job. Like, I get to ride around and go from farm to farm and meet all these different horses and all these different people. And it's fun if you remember that it's fun.
Right.
Yes.
And it's like you see somebody on your schedule and you're like, oh, I haven't seen them in forever. I'm so excited to go and, chat with them today. And we finish the horses and then we're just yapping.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
I met a new client on emergency, and we were there. I could have been done and out of there in less than an hour, and I was there for an hour and a half because we were just talking. And, I get home and it's 11:30 at night, and I'm not upset about it. It is what it is. Like, that's just part of it. And but I really feel like it's really not a real job most of the time.
No.
I always say that too. Is like, I just don't want a real job. I mean, we work some long hours. We work really hard. And if we're not working, we're studying. I mean, it's a lot, but at the same time, like, you can't have this much fun at a real job.
No.
And I'm just thankful every day. Because I had a real job. It took me 9 months to realize I am not cut out for a real job.
I even, because my husband's in medicine. He's in human medicine, which is gross. But, a lot of the times that, we're talking about, jobs, we're like, okay, it's never the medicine that we, get frustrated with. It's, the dealing with people or, he deals with insurance a lot, which I'm like, thank God we don't have to deal with that. But, it's a lot of just the kind of, ticky tacky, in the middle stuff. But then I'm like, I get to talk about how much I love my clients and how fun my job is sometimes and all this. And he's like, wow, that's a very different experience than what we have. And I'm like, that's the difference though. I want to go to my job every day and be excited about things. I
think about it a lot of times. Nobody's ever invited their doctor to their wedding. How many weddings are we invited to?
A lot.
A lot.
Weddings, baby showers,
birthdays, rodeos,
retirement,
graduation parties. Yeah,
we do. We become part of these people's lives, and it's really cool to watch.
And they get to become part of ours. I mean, it's like a whole nother family, and I think that's the cool part. And I don't think I think that's one thing that's unique to Equine Med, but also unique to this practice.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do, and that's when I came and interviewed here. That was one of the things that really there were a lot of things that stood out to me about this practice, but one of them was the clients were just so. I mean, it's just like a family. It really is. Like, I had an accident before I started, and my start date got pushed back a little bit, and a client. I came here to do something before I started, and a client that I'd never met before asked me, she's like, hi, I heard you were hurt, are you okay, how's it going, how's your recovery? I have never met this woman a day in my life, and I'm like, holy crap.
It's real.
It is. It's crazy. It's but it's true. The clients are they're very special, and the way that this practice interacts with those clients is special.
Well, and I think that goes back to when we look at the original founder of the practice, Billy Myers. That was one thing that he was very, very much a part of, was entrenching Countryside into the foundation of this community. We're not the oldest we're not the oldest practice in the county, but we're one of the oldest large animal practices in Walton County. And Billy was very much involved in the community through church, through different charitable organizations. He
Still is.
Still is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when he retired, he just doubled down.
Yeah.
Became even more involved.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that, I look at this day and age when you start looking around, and I think about this is less than 7% of the population is entrepreneurs anymore.
Wow.
It used to be upwards of 46.
It's crazy.
Less than 7%. I read the statistic the other day. Less than 7% of the population is entrepreneurs. And it kind of makes sense when you drive around. You see chain restaurants. You see chain stores. You miss the heart and soul of a community when you look at the businesses that are in that community. Mm-hmm. And yes, we're a vet clinic, but we're also a business. Mm-hmm. But one of the things I think that's always set us apart is we try to stay involved with our community. We want to be part of that community. This is who we are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of those things that you kind of feel when you walk in, like you said about the customers. They know we're a part of it. We're a part of the lives of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. And they know we're here for them too. Mm-hmm. Like you've said, we haven't closed our doors in 35 years, and we don't plan on it anytime soon.
No.
And, we don't say no to people.
No.
Like, we have our restrictions. We have, a boundary that we have to go to. But we're like, hey, if you're in our boundary, even if you're not a client, we'll come to you in the middle of the night. And if you're out of our boundary, haul it in, we will see you.
Yeah. Right.
We will work with you. It doesn't matter if it's a donkey or top dressage horse or whatever it is. We're gonna get you in. We're gonna take care of you.
And we work really hard to, if something needs to be seen urgently, we will swap around our schedules, and the clients that we work for, they know that, and the best thing clients will say here is like, we'll call them and say, hey, we need to go see an emergency. Can we push you back a little bit? And they're like, absolutely. If I had an emergency, I'd want you to do the same thing. Like, our clients get it. And so we are able to, if somebody needs us, we can basically drop everything and get them taken care of.
Well, and it's even like we just have one person on call at night. And the one thing I love about this team is you've got one person on call at night. But if all of a sudden they're getting backed up and they can't get somebody fast enough, we can all pick up the phone, call somebody, and they're like, yeah, I'm good, I'll go. I know it's not technically my job tonight, but that person needs us. Mm-hmm. And we go. And
we've done that multiple times
a lot.
In the last couple of weeks.
And it's never a planned thing, but it's always a like, well, shoot, I'm in the middle of all of this, and something calls, and it's 5 minutes from Kate's house, and
I'm gonna go.
She's like, I'll go see it. I don't care.
It's fine.
And I think that's a part of serving a community you can't get any other way. Mm-hmm. The little place I take my boys to eat breakfast on Thursday morning before school is kind of me and my two sons. It's our time together. And one of my favorite things is there's this TV, and there's always an ad pops up, and it says Amazon won't support your kid's baseball team.
It's true.
It says shop small because Amazon won't support your kid's baseball
Every
team.
day is Small Business Saturday for Dan.
Mm-hmm.
It truly is.
If you want to see Dan crash out, just have an Amazon truck roll through the parking lot.
Oh, one of them just cut through the other day. They didn't even drop anything off, and I was like, "What are they doing here?"
Who ordered Amazon?
Yeah. We go down to the local place.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I challenge a lot of people to do is think about the small businesses in your communities and figure out how can you support those small businesses, because in today's age, we're all looking at convenience, but really and truly, if you want to know who's going to be there for the community in times of need, it's going to be that small business, that small hardware store, that small vet clinic, that small business owner with a restaurant. These are the people that are going to be there.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that to my core.
Well, and they give back too. Like, it is true about like supporting the baseball teams and supporting, we work with the rodeos and the drill teams and the, 4-H kids and the FFA kids, and like we give back to all of those programs and those, events, because that's what drives the community. Like, we want to foster the horse world in our community, and that's an easy way to do that, is to give back and be there for those kids and those people as they're going out and doing their thing. Mm-hmm.
Well, and I look around, it's been kind of sad, but I'm watching more and more clinics get bought up by by corporate, by hedge funds, by Wall Street. More and more of these vet clinics are getting bought up, consolidated, and one of the things you can always. It's interesting, even though if it's not announced, customers can tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're the way that it's going now too, it's not like, they're all under the same name.
Mm-hmm.
They keep their same name, but it's managed by somebody or something.
And clients, they know to shift.
Yes.
They definitely know to shift, because I've had so many comments about it, and I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, it's a difference.
And that was the one thing I remember. It was very important with Billy when he founded this practice, and when he was getting ready to retire, he's like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it fall into corporate hands.
No.
And I made him a promise. I was like, I don't plan on doing it.
Yeah.
You've said that here to multiple times. You're like, I will not. I refuse.
I'm not going to do it because, again, this practice has been a part of this community for 35 years. And I do not want to be the one that takes it away from the community.
And I always say, too, because kind of like what you were saying, Dr. Brown, is that, I've had such a different experience than a lot of my classmates and my colleagues. And it's truly because I think the way that you run this practice is so unique as a business model and as just like a culture standpoint, that it really is unique. And I'd be so sad to lose it. Like, it would be so sad.
No, it's that I looked at it as mine to steward. When you talk about ownership and then you talk about stewardship is you have a responsibility to take care of something for something that's bigger than you.
Right.
And so, yes, on paper I'm the owner, but I look at myself as the steward. It's my job to steward this company.
Yeah.
And it's my job to steward it for the people that work here and then the customers we serve. And you know what? The thing I love is I don't answer to anybody. I answer to my customers and I answer to the people that work here. There's no hedge fund.
Right.
There's no margin that has to be delivered.
Yeah.
There's no shareholders that have, and I get it. If you're a shareholder in a business and you've invested money into it, you want your return.
Right.
I mean, I think we can all agree that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But it's not how I wanted to see us end up.
Well, and kind of going with that is that, yes, you own the practice, but I feel like we as the employees, all the way down to the staff, we have a voice in this practice.
Dang right.
Like, if we see something that we think we can do better on, if we think that there is a change that can be made that, can benefit everybody, we're able to say something and it can get done. It doesn't have to go through, 10 levels of red tape just to get there. No. It's something that we can say, hey, let's make this change, and like we'll see it that same next day or something. And it's powerful to have that, like, that to think that like my thoughts can actually be turned into things.
And then I think going along with that is like we're all holding each other accountable too, because we all feel like we do have not a monetary stake in this practice, but a stake as far as the quality of the medicine that we provide and the quality of care that we provide. Like, we take ownership of that, and we're very responsible about that, and so we all hold each other accountable. And it does, I mean, things happen quickly.
Right.
Well, that's one of my favorite things. It probably gets me in trouble with my wife because we obviously have a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
But I can always think about, and it still happens this day. I remember going back 15 years ago, had a horse that needed a gastroscope. Back then, there was one gastroscope in the entire state, and that was over at the University of Georgia.
Oh, the dinosaur.
Yes, and I was like, this is ridiculous. It takes forever to get a horse referred, to get a gastroscope, to get an answer, and all that time, this horse is dealing with this problem. I was like, we can do better.
Yeah.
So what did that entail? We've got to go buy a gastroscope.
Yeah.
I think it took a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we're going to get this done. When can you get it here? We're going to learn how to do this. And we've done that with so many things because, again, it's about taking care of the horse. That is first and foremost who we are, is how can we serve the horse?
Right.
And so if that means getting a piece of equipment, we're not going to sit here for 8 months planning out 19,000 things on how we can do this. Like, no, it's Can we do this? Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
And with that comes too, like, not just physical things, but with like training. Like, we have unlimited CE here, which is, again, not a super common thing you see when you go start looking at other practices and other positions. Like, if I say, hey, there's this cool training I want to go do, there's no questions asked. You're just like, okay, go do it.
Yeah, if it can benefit the horse, benefit our customers, like, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're only as good as your people.
Right.
And I think that's the part. You can have the greatest hospital in the world. You can have the greatest equipment, the most toys. You can have everything under the sun. But if you don't have the right people running it, like I think about it, I grew up in commercial construction, right? So we had backhoes, and I can remember getting on a backhoe. Well, yes, I can pull the little levers to make the backhoe go, but when you watch a true machine operator get on it, like, he's an artist. Like me, I'm just making a mess out there, right? And so I learned early that's you can have all the toys, but if you don't have the education to go with it, like, the toys aren't any good. You're still not serving the horse because you're not providing the best. So the best is having the best equipment, but it's also having the best people.
Yeah.
With the best training.
Yeah.
Right.
And that.
And just building that team too is, and that's something I think that this practice really, really focuses on. Is it's not just having the best people, it's having the people that fit into our mold here that we have. And so, like, I've seen a lot of people come in and out of this practice in my almost 4 years here now, and like, I love the team that we have here right now. Like, I think everybody just works together so well, and they all have their role, and they like look out for each other, and it's like that, to me, that is better than anything else. Because you can see all these other pieces where, I mean, look at football teams where you pay money for the top guys, but if they don't work well together, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if they don't mesh, it doesn't.
Well, I think, and I don't know if it's true or not, but my son, he's a big sports fanatic, and he was talking about Indiana. And he said they didn't have a single 5-star recruit on that football team.
Yeah.
But they played together like a team.
Yes.
And I think team is everything.
Yes.
I picked that up. I remember my dad, when he had heart issues, we ended up at Emory with him. And what I found really interesting is, yes, you had a doctor that was on that case, but they had a team of people. And that team worked together to get the result that we needed. Yes, you had a quarterback. You had one person making ultimate decisions and calling the shots. But they had a team. And that team, my dad had a team of people. And I really took that to heart. And when I got up to Root and Riddle, I saw the same thing. You may have one person that's in charge of that case, but they had a team that was helping them. And I got to see that successfully twice, and I was like, okay, let's don't reinvent the wheel. Let's go build what those two great organizations have built. So let's go build people that will work together as a team for one common goal, and that's to help the horse.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you look, that's our fundamental goal. How do we go serve the horse? And that's one of the things I love.
And that's one of the other things that stuck out to me about this practice is I came here and it really felt like I had walked into like a home. Like, it truly, like, everybody works so well together. They take care of each other, and they keep it fun for each other. They keep it safe for each other. Like, we spend so much time together, like so much time together. You have to enjoy the people that you spend time with. Like,
For real.
we were doing dentals and everything the other day, and I got clonked in the head with a speculum, and we were laughing and just like, it's just, you just have fun. Like, you have to, because then you're going to run into hard times, and then you got to pick each other up and be there for each other and take care of each other. And that's what we do. And it's very different. And then just the team of doctors that we have too, because we do our doctors meeting every Monday, and we sit down and we talk and we go over cases and we go over papers and we, keep each other up to speed on things. And we also talk about life and what's going on with each other. And like that, I've walked into so many other practices that you can just feel that they come in, they get their job done, they go home.
Right.
There's no team mentality. There's no collaboration on cases. There's no mentorship. There's no, they're just there to do it, and then they leave, and it's like, where's the fun in that?
Right. Or they're like, oh, well, that's my client, or that's Kate's client.
Yes.
We don't have that here. That was, I think, one of the first things you said to me is like, you don't have your own clients. Like, we share everybody. Like there are some like, yes, like this client may prefer to see one doctor, or I'm working on this case, I'm going to try to stay with it. But if for some reason I'm unavailable, or, you know, I can't get to it right away and Kate needs to go see it, she can get there and we can, and it's not like, you know, a territorial thing. Like, you know, this isn't one of those like, oh, well, why is she going and seeing my client? Like, that's my client. I'm like, no, that's not how this is.
That's our client.
Those are our clients. They're all our clients.
Yeah.
Well, and that's about going back to trying to provide the best, because if you're out of town and this horse needs to be seen sooner, but you're trying to hold it back until you get back in town because you have this, oh, that's mine. That's not what's best for the horse.
Right.
And that's the one thing when we push, you know, we talk about decision making, and I guess that's one of the things that I love about being privately owned and not answering anybody else. Literally every decision revolves around one thing: what is best for the horse.
Yes.
And like whatever decision you make, everybody in our entire organization knows what's best for the horse, what's best for the customer. And whatever decision's made, everybody has reign to be able to make decisions, and it's what's best for the horse and what's best for the customer. And if you're doing that, the rest takes care of itself. Nobody looked and said what's best for the bottom line, what's best for the shareholders involved, what is corporate going to think of this?
I don't even know how to look at my numbers, to be honest. And I don't care. Like, I don't
What's
care.
best for
That's
the
not
horse?
what I'm
Right.
here for. Like, I'm here to say yes to appointments and to say yes to emergencies and to be there for the clients and to be there for you guys and to be there for our techs. Like, that's what I'm here for.
And to provide, like, to work on continuing that education, to learn those new skills, to keep up, because again, that goes back to what is best for the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in this day and age, I hope everybody's like that. But I think it gets, you know, if you really want to see a difference, like go into a McDonald's and see how your hamburger's served, and then go down to the local place that Bob owns and see how your hamburger's served.
Yeah.
Because it's just a different feel.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes in with, you know, how things are going today, is because, you know, we all got into this because, you know, we care about animals and we want them to get better. We want to treat things, you know, we want to do good by people, but it gets hard when those lines are blurred about what's your end goal here. And that it's not just about, you know, treating and serving our community. Now there's all these numbers that seem almost made up half the time. And, you know, I majored in some business stuff in undergrad. I know what some of these things mean, but, you know, my goal is always going to be patient health care. That's always going to be my number one. But when somebody else is calling the shots and that's not their number one goal, that's where I think things really change. And so for everybody that's working under that person, it's difficult now.
Yeah.
You can't do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
Because that isn't the business's goal anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Your decisions are revolving around the monetary aspect of things rather than the patient care aspect of things.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, I know it's a business. You got to make money. You got to
You
keep
do.
the lights on. You got to pay, you know, your staff. You have to, there's things you have to do. I understand that, but
Well, and that's, you know, and that's also, you've got to produce the income, because you've got to be able to get that next piece of equipment
Yeah.
that allows you to help more.
And that's where, I mean, that's where your profit comes in, is what's available to go back into the practice.
Right.
To be able to continue to elevate the care. Like, it's a circle. It's just, it all comes back around.
correct.
You know, and that's what allows you to build a hospital, because if you think about it, when you're able to build a hospital, you can provide more service to people.
I think about when I started here and we were all working out of the little broom closet that was the doctor's office, reception, central supply, pharmacy, like manager's office. Like, we were all in a
The
little
treatment room.
shoebox.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the treatment room, there was one set of stocks and like 4 stalls in the barn, and that was it. That was what we had. And we were busting at the seams. And now it's like, it's the running joke for me. If I can't find my tech in here, I'm like, Marco, and I'm waiting on the pillow, because we've grown so much just in the 2 years, and it's crazy. But we were able to do that because we worked hard.
And it all invested back into the
Yes.
practice.
Yeah.
So
And we get to continue to add those services, continue to add that equipment that's going to allow us to take care of the next horse when they have the next issue that arises. And I think that's so important because again, like, it seems strange to say this, but vet clinics in my mind, they're a huge part of the community, huge part of serving the community. So when you invest back into the vet clinic, you're actually investing back into your community as well, because you can provide that service they can't get elsewhere, or they have to
'Cause
travel a long distance to get.
We can treat twice the amount of horses now here that we could at the old clinic. Like that's huge. And I can keep cases here that I wouldn't have been able to keep as easily at the old clinic. And it just really, it elevates the level of care you're able to provide.
Well, one of the things, like on the weekends when somebody's outside of our call radius, they're like, I just need a vet. And like, look, we have built a hospital. Only thing you have to do is get them here.
and we can help you with that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got people that can help you.
Yes.
Like,
If you get them here, we're going to take care of them.
Oh,
yes.
And like, we hate it. You're outside of our radius, but we had to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
But again, we're still here. All you have to do is get the horse here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And we'll do
find
the
a way.
rest. Yeah.
And Lord, I can remember getting a phone call one Saturday. There was a horse that was way out of our radius, but the particular situation, like, it just would not allow, the horse physically could not be transported because of the injury it had. And I get a call from one of the vets, and she's like, well, Dan, is there any way you can listen out for calls? I've got to go help these people. And I was like, hey, absolutely. Let me go get my other truck.
Yeah.
And I didn't hesitate. And what I really loved was she understood the situation, and she didn't hesitate. Like, yeah, you're an hour out of our call radius, but you need help.
Yeah.
Right.
And we made it work.
Yeah.
We can't do that every day. But in that situation, it meant the world.
Yeah, and again, people are so grateful. Like, I get probably the most, like, thank yous and everything on the ones that, I don't feel like we did a lot, but we showed up.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the best thing we can do.
Yeah.
And I find this interesting in this day and age in veterinary medicine. One of the things you hear about all the time is setting boundaries, self-care, setting boundaries. And I look like we're not very good at setting boundaries around here.
No.
We're not. We put others before we do ourselves, but we're happy.
But we do that for each other too.
Yeah.
Like if one of us does need to set a boundary or we need to take time, like the others will pick up and allow them to have that boundary and have that time. And like that's huge. But no, we're not very good at setting boundaries.
No.
But we're happy.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
But again, I think it goes back to when you're serving others, you're going to be happy.
Yeah.
I've never met anybody that went out and served other people. It was like, well, that was a miserable experience. I'll never do that again. You're generally happy when you help somebody else. You're genuinely happy.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of being part of the community is how do you serve that community
Yeah.
in more ways than just one.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I hear about some of our staff helping out with things that got them. I had nothing to do with veterinary medicine. But
No.
they're just like, they heard of a need and they're like, oh yeah, we'll come help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they're getting involved with our clients, in their own community practices. I mean, because a lot of our clients, they're also business owners and, we service their business too. So.
No, it's really cool. And one of the things I love is, when my kids play a lot of baseball, and when I see the signs or see our sign up at a baseball field, and it's like, you know what, we're helping that little league program that wouldn't be there if we weren't there. And I look at all the signs that are up at a lot of these baseball fields, up at the schools. They're local businesses. Home Depot ain't got a sign up there, but the Social Circle Ace does.
Yeah.
Amazon doesn't have a sign up,
No.
but the small boutique shop in town does. The corporate vet clinic, it ain't got no sign up.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
And the only reason the sign's there is because we helped out. We helped make that possible. We were able to put back into our community to help. Like I said, it may just be a sports program, but that kid that may not have been able to play baseball is able to play baseball because of our help. May not be able to play football, but they were because of our help. And that's. And I look at that, that's a culture of a clinic, and that goes to every single person that works here. Is when you see, if you work for a small business and you see that sign up, know you work for somebody that cares about.
Yeah.
Because I can promise you there has never been a business that ever got a return on investment from their sign sitting up in the outfield of a baseball field or on the scoreboard of a school football field. Like, that's not about return. That's about giving back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, well, I thank y'all for being here today. Like I said, we just want to kind of go through, like I said, we get questions about who we are a lot, and because people hear about us on the podcast, but they may not be in our area. They don't know who Countryside Equine is. So
Yeah.
we just kind of want to talk a little bit about that today, who we are, and just how we got here. So
Yeah. We're just out here having a blast.
I know, even this podcast, I mean, we did it because we were like, let's go educate people.
Yeah,
Let's go educate
make it
more.
equine med vet fun again.
Yeah. Yeah. It is fun. You just have to have the right people.
Yeah, it is.
It truly is. Like I said, good Lord willing, another 10 years from now, I'm still don't have a real job, and life's still good. So, well, thank y'all for being here, not just on the podcast, but thank y'all for being here as veterinarians. April, thanks for being here recording everything. And Casey, thanks for doing all the editing to make us sound better.
Congrats, Casey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Congrats.
Casey's engaged.
Yes.
Woo.
Most of y'all never met Casey. We need to have Casey on the podcast. We need to do a podcast
Oh, man.
with Casey and April so everybody can meet them as well. The behind the scenes people that make all this possible. So
We need to just have a day of like everybody's cameos. Like all the techs come in and just do a little like blurb, and then that would be.
Why? Who are you? What
Yeah.
brought you here?
we call them support staff, and yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely support, because I can't imagine
In the job, mentally.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think about on the weekends, I don't have anybody with me, and I'm out there running calls, and I get back, and they're like, what in the world happened? I was like, this is what it would be every day if I didn't have you.
I was stitching up a laceration the other day, and Tia put a bottle of ibuprofen and a bottle of water on my surgery table, and I was like, thanks. Thanks. She's like, you need to take it. I was like, okay. Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So, well, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for helping make this possible. And from all of us here at Countryside Equine Hospital, I hope you have a fantastic week. Keep sending your questions. We'll keep covering topics, and y'all have a great day. Thanks.
Bye.